My name is Clement Charles Suttmann. I'm the only son of Aloysius Thomas Suttmann. Generally, he was known as Big Al to all his friends and acquaintances after the war. In 1981, a next-door neighbor who was studying for her PhD, and her dissertation was on why some POWs survived their experience while other POWs did not. She chose my father for the Pacific Theater and interviewed him, and as a result we have 18 hours of tape. So this project, this book named Faithful, we had one mission in mind, and that was that the world hear his voice. Not just the voice of a prisoner of war and what he experienced, but the voice of a man who was faithful to everything.
Clement had me listen to his CDs, and that's all it took. You know, you read books about heroes and such, but to actually hear his words, he doesn't want to carry on that pain that he felt, but he wants to share that pain. And the way he does it, you then feel like everything's gonna be okay. He didn't do it for his own glory. He didn't challenge himself to be a hero. He just challenged himself to be human.
He reminds us that our primary purpose is to dedicate ourselves to the greater good for him and for everybody that's ever been involved in a military conflict, whether or not they became prisoners of war. But if they were in action where people were dying, it never ends for them. And that's why we called the book Faithful. And I think it's best now that we hear what he has to say in a brief interview done 3 months before he died. And despite all the trauma and the ensuing health issues, you never knew the man had a thing wrong with him. He was just out there trying to help other people. There's a lot of people that call him their best friend. And he certainly was my best friend, and everybody he met, he made better.
My mother and father had, we lived in Oldenburg, Indiana, where the Franciscans had their finishing monastery, where they did their last 4 years. And both my brothers joined, the oldest one joined the order first, and while I was in World War II, the second brother went. And my mother, being a very religious, Irish religious person, she urged these boys to become priests. The one she missed was me, but Patty got me. And we've been blessed ever since because of that. This year we'll celebrate number 52 years of married life, and it's all been blessing. And both of us have had a love affair with our country and with our church and with each other for all those years. And I think that's paid off in many ways. In order to give, you need to make a commitment for one thing. And if you don't commit to give, then it becomes a wisp in your mind, and the result, it disappears. But once you made the commitment to give, you want to follow through. And this is true of many of my generation, particularly the World War II group. They gave a lot, and they've been given ever since. And I love these people for doing that. Many of my friends are gone now, but those are still there, still giving of their time and effort to their community and to their church. That's what it means to be commitment. Where there's a need, it should be taken care of. And when you do that, you please Jesus. Of all people, who do you want to please? You sure want to please him, don't you? Don't you, Patty?
That's what it's all about.
That's why I'm so sweet and kind to you. It pleases Jesus.
You are that. Pleases me too.
Oh, thank you.